Hey, you're in my basement. There's nothing creepy about that at all. So, let me tell you what we're about to do. We're gonna do some plumbing. Oh, do you notice over here the 1970s fake wood paneling? Yeah, absolutely. And do you notice the incredible lighting? I got a ring light, and it even holds a telephone in the middle of it. So this is the drain PVC pipe for my kitchen. And one of the things that bothers me most in this wonderful life is the fact that gunk goes down this drain all the time. We have a garbage disposal, and so we try to encourage the kids to put their food in the trash can, but a lot of it goes into the garbage disposal, is ground up, and then a steady stream of gunk and some quantity of fats, although we've talked about that, and some quantity of leak shreddings, although we've talked about that as well, gets down this pipe and clogs it. And it clogs, here, maybe I'll show you. It clogs under the ground right there. So this pipe goes into an old cast iron pipe in the basement floor, and the game is I have to clean out the clog all the time. So what that entails is we discover about 2 meters up that the sink is filling up with water, and then, oh, here, you can hear water going through it right now. I can anyway. Oh, and it's warm water too. Great. So what that entails is it's clogged up there. We have a garbage disposal, remember? So there's no snaking from up there that happens. There's also a trap, etc. It's all very complicated up there. So there's a clean out here, right? And you'd think, oh, that's super. How nice. You can just snake. Here's my favorite snake. This guy right here is my favorite snake. Boop. Because it's got a nice hook. Doesn't have quite the volume that I'd like to have on this snake. With a 2-inch pipe, I'd like to have a slightly bigger snake grabber right here, but it's nicely aggressive and does chunk out the gunk when I need to do that. But the problem is, every time I open this dang clean out, a head of water that's 2 meters of 2-inch diameter water pours out onto my basement floor. And guess what? It's nasty. It's like always nasty, right? So that's the worst part. I actually don't really mind the snaking process. It's very cathartic and satisfying when you pull out gunk and then suddenly the water begins to flow. Hooray, right? So I've asked them to stop using the sink pretty soon, so I hope they stop before I cut it. But maybe we're getting the last bits of dishes done. Anyway, dishwashers drain through here, garbage disposal drains through here. Actually, the dishwashers go to the garbage disposals first, so we can grind up the stuff that might make it out of the dishwasher. Anyway, kitchen sink, most likely clogged place in the house. My plan is this. If I can get this so that I'm looking for maybe 2 major things. One, I'm frustrated that there's always a pour of water onto the floor. I need to stop that. And my plan is to put a lower hose tap down here. And then I'll be able to just open that and pour it organized into a bucket, which will drain to below this level. And I kind of don't care where it is. A lot of flexibility here. And secondly, then I'll be able to snake here. Secondly, how nice would it be if I had a cup-like opening rather than a horizontal opening? Because a cup-like opening, I could even regularly pour down some nasty acid or something to eat away at the clogs, because it's usually a fat clog. I'll be able to pour down more easily. This one I have to take like a little soup spoon and fill it and then dump it sideways, and you don't want to use metal, so it's complicated getting the right piece, and then I have to clean it out really carefully because it's got drain gunk on it. Anyway, here's my plan. Let me get the parts, because the parts are pretty cool. Watch this. This is, I think total, it's something like $20 in parts, and it's gonna make my life a lot easier. I'm gonna put this down here. Boop. And that's going to enable me to do all the stuff that I want over here. I need to make sure that my tap opening is going to happen below this location. So I'm probably going to go like right here or something. You might have noticed that there's a nice grabby fitting down here. What's my experience? I've plumbed a couple houses completely, but it's been a while. I am not a plumber, but you should check with your local codes to see if that sort of thing is legal. Usually my inspectors have grandfathered these in when they exist, but they won't let me put in new ones because there's something about rodents eating them up, or maybe because these have a continuous steel band right there. I think in New York City, rodents were eating those fittings. Anyway, that is a patch fitting right there, and what we're going to do is continue using that, but I'm going to open it up so it gives me some flexibility to put in some PVC piping. So this goes down here. I'll come out right here and have a little T that goes to a small size. Let me show you that. I got that right over here. I'm going to small size. Here, I'll get all my parts. All right, I'm going to go to here. I'm going to go to a small size right there, and this is going to enable me to tap it over on this side, and then I'll come out here and have this guy bloop right there, and then I'll also put in, this guy is in fact a cleanout, so I'll be able to screw that in right there, and this will enable me to have a cleanout that is vertical for dumping in the cleaning thing. Also, I'll probably be snaking from this also because it's a nice straight shot rather than the 90-degree turn that I have to do to use that clean out. So this will be a pretty comfortable clean out, and it'll also enable me to do the tap. And I got a tap. Let me see if I can find that tap. Here it is. Oh yeah, super cheap. This is like $3, and it's called a 1/2-inch PVC line. That's gonna come off of here and enable me to hook a little bit of hose onto it. Boop, sorry, not hose. I was thinking hose originally, but it's gonna enable me to hook a little bit of flexible line right here, and I can throttle the flow as much as I like, and I can drain into a dang bucket. Just aim this at the bucket, and it'll be slightly over there on the floor. Yay! So let's do it, and I'll just roll the camera while I'm doing it and maybe play that fast for you. Okay, so let me tell you a little bit about what I was thinking. At one point I was about to glue this, but I hadn't glued this yet, and I was worried about goop getting into this pipe. And so what I did was I glued these guys first and then that. So I need to make sure that this is closed, because should this back up down here, which has happened pretty much every year, which is why this has become such a bother that I wanted to do it. If this backs up, then water's gonna go up, up, up. It's gonna fill up this section right here, because this will be off. It's gonna fill up this, and I'm gonna have this clean out cap threaded in here with some thread tape. I'll put that on in a minute. and then it's going to fill up to here where there's going to be some thread tape on here and it won't be dripping, and it's going to fill up all the way up into the kitchen where we'll know, oh shoot, it's time to clean it out. But that's not going to be such a big deal because I'll come down here and the first thing I'll do is I'll put a bucket right here and I'll open up this tap and nasty water will spray into the bucket and I'll put it down the other drain in the basement. This guy ended up being useless because I think I'm at a place where I could set the bucket already. It's not even that big a deal. I might cut myself 6 inches of this to make it even better, spray right into the bucket, nice and clean. Then, once that's done, I will come in here and pour some nasty, I'll close this again, pour some nasty chemicals down here to do a final clean out. And I'll probably do that regularly anyway, just open this up, pour a chemical down here, and it'll clean it out. Maybe some will go right there. Not a big deal. I'll just flush it and then open this back up afterwards and close it again. If I forget to close this, that is going to be a problem because the way I'll notice that I have a clog under the floor is that the water will start to pool on the floor. Not awful because it's the basement, but still kind of gross. So I don't want to do that. Okay, so I'm pretty much finished and I need to close these bottles because that's quite enough for my brain. And I'll get some tape for this and this. And then I think I'll pour, just to celebrate this new thing, I'll pour some nasty chemical down there to clean it out. And yeah, I just ended up reusing this band seal coupling again because it was in fine shape. And you want to get those really nice and tight because it's grabbing onto the cast iron, which is pitted and gross, etc. Okay, cool.